for me, and it is lovely, but I do have to be careful with it. Like I have to make sure that it's accurate. So I still have to read over it and make changes if there's something in it that doesn't really align with what was discussed. And so I use it that way too. I use it with my social media, with some of my posts. And
You use it with some of your posts.
so I have a lady who does my social media, so she uses it. I'm sure she uses it for different things like content. This AI stuff is so crazy. It's like it just does so much at record speed. You know what I mean? And it's even crazy because it's like, I like having people that, is on my team, but AI really can replace them eventually. Like, you know what I mean? So that's scary too, that it can replace people that you love having. It's crazy, but it can. It really can.
Yeah. Yeah. You're a little blurry. I don't know. You're a little pixelated. You having network issues over there?
We have Spectrum. So don't get Spectrum, people.
Okay. All right. What about you, Dr. Angeline? How are you using AI in your business?
Some of the same ways the ladies are using it. Actually, last night I was on a call I'm having some of the back ends of my education companies automated. So they're doing things like that for me. And also AI is now creating some of my videos. So I don't have to make videos for the classes. I just have to provide the content, and then they will go ahead and do all of that for me. So those are some of the ways. And then I'm learning other new ways that I can be able to use it. So yeah, looking at right now how I can implement it a little bit more in the work.
Yeah. I mean, AI, like, if you ain't using AI, then you are out of it. And some people, I hear people saying that they're scared of AI. And like, you can't be scared because scared money don't make money. So if you want to make money in this next chapter of what's going on in the world, you got to get familiar with it. And so it's not just Chat GPT. You use AI when you go to the checkout stand. You use AI when you're talking to Siri. You use AI when you're listening to your music. AI is in every aspect of our lives. So don't get scared of it, but it's going to be even more so. I be talking to Chatisha, y'all. I be like, Chatisha, there was this dude, you know what I'm saying? You can use chat in all different kinds of ways. You can, so if you're not on it, and it's not just Chat GPT, I took a training on how to create my twin. So that way I don't got to come on and put on no makeup, and I could just have it do my content for me. You can write books. There's so many different ways that we can use AI, but you got to get a wrangle on it. Because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. I do want to start with this first video though, you got ladies, from Elon Musk, kind of, go in what we're talking about here today. So let's go on the first video.
Be able to even think of something to ask the robot for at a certain point. Like there will be such an abundance of goods and services, because my prediction is that there'll be more robots than people. So,
but how do you then have human purpose in that scenario?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's perfect, but it is a necessary. Like, you can't have both. You can't have work that has to be done and amazing abundance for all.
And then the big political and economic question.
So what do you think, Dominique? What do you think about what Elon Musk said about it?
I think that AI is going to be a big deal. But I also think that sometimes social media, and the media in general creates this mass hysteria. If you don't do this, you're going to be broke and you're going to be poor. I don't think that, but I do think that people need to jump on board in terms of AI, because it's not going anywhere. And I don't believe it's going to take people's jobs, but I think the people that understand and know how to work and manage AI will take those jobs. So I just think that, we can't get caught up in this stuff that's creating this fear, because fear can sometimes be crippling. But I do think that we need to understand AI, because it's not going anywhere. And I really think that it will help to grow and scale, people in general. Like, I think that AI is going to create more millionaires than ever. And it's a great opportunity if we jump on the bandwagon. But I don't think that we should be fearful, like it's just going to wipe everything out and nobody is going to exist and it's going to be nothing but robots. I don't think that.
So Dr. Angeline, she said it's not a big deal, but it's not going to take a lot of people's jobs. It's already taking a lot of people's jobs. I mean, a lot of things are already automated. A lot of jobs that we've had, especially like in the administrative capacity, one thing that AI can't do is a lot of these hands-on jobs, a lot of the trades, but a lot of, like, I could think about when I had somebody doing my ad copies or somebody who's doing my website. Those jobs are gone. So, Dr. Angeline, what do you think? Do you think that we should be in a hysteria because of what's happening with AI?
I'm not going to say be in a hysteria, but I do believe that we do have to jump on the bandwagon. Listen, I was at Five Guys a couple of weeks ago, and the robot brought me my order. So that's even, jobs that our kids would go and apply for while in high school. What is it? Amazon. How many people just lost all their jobs at Amazon? And they're being replaced by robots. So I took a course real quick course. Oh my goodness. I was like, girl, you better get with this, because it could do a whole lot of stuff. And then I want to find somebody to also teach my 11-year-old nephew, because we got to bring our kids up in this stuff too, because this is the time where millionaires are going to be made. I definitely believe that. And we can't miss the opportunity.
Do you think, Dr. Felice, that the wealth gap widening, do you think that this may be an opportunity for us to get caught up?
I think for Black people, absolutely. If we get in on it now, and like she said, bring your children in on it now too. I think that this is a great opportunity. I'm a part of the AI society with Boyce Watkins and them, because I'm not technically savvy. Like, I really shun it, and I recognize that I cannot shun it. I've got to embrace it. And so I love it, because you sit in on those Zoom calls and you're learning how to work with this technology, so you're not as scared. And I created my first app. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's huge. Y'all sit with that. That is huge for somebody like me. And so I think that it is necessary. I think that is going to help bridge the gap for us if we go ahead and embrace it, and it'll put us on an equal playing field that wasn't available to us in other ways. But I also believe that that if we don't get on this, there is going to be a widening. It's inevitable. It's happening now. Like, I have clients who it's taking longer for them to get jobs, because companies are figuring out how to replace those jobs with AI. And if you think about the speed at which AI does things, it's off the chain. And not only that, y'all, the one thing that we do have to know is that, because I sit in a whole bunch of stuff, one of the things that they're now teaching AI is how to love us. And so they're programming AI how to love humans, because it is literally outpacing us intellectually wise. And so if it gets ahead of us intellectually wise, it could want to destroy. So that's the programming that they're doing now. And so we do have to kind of help and get some legislation policies in place that we can kind of help pace out this AI thing that's happening.
Yeah. That's good. Dr. Angeline, what do you, when he talks about the wealth gap or the gap widening between tech owners and wage earners, what does owning technology look like for everyday people? How do you own technology?
I think some of the ways we own technology is through our intellectual property, through our branding, through our, like, as we said, automating our own companies. infusing this as a part of our companies. That when I think of owning, that's how I think of it.
Okay. So, Dominique, let me ask you, what are some real accessible ways that regular everyday people can start becoming owners instead of just workers?
In terms of using AI in
Mhm.
general, or in so like even with AI, like you can, instead of paying somebody to start your business, you can use AI to walk you through how to start your LLC. You can even use AI to brainstorm, like think about all the ideals and things that you like. Just start brain dumping. And that's what I do. I just brain dump. Hey, I'm good at this. I enjoy doing this. I like doing this. And literally just brain dump and put all that stuff in there. And then ask you just take it in steps and you ask AI, hey, what direction do you think I should go in? It'll give you a whole breakdown of everything, because ultimately we're programming this system to think like us, to talk like us. You can also, like in terms of ChatGPT, you can personalize ChatGPT. So you can go in there and say, hey, this is what I do, this is who I am, this is where I live. And you could just give it all this information. Also, you're training it. So even like I use it to create social media posts sometimes, right? I'll put information in there. I want it to be in my voice. So I go in there and I'll say, hey, give me a post for X, Y, and Z. It gives me the post, but this doesn't sound like me. So I'll redo it in a way that I would say it, and I put it back in here. Like, this is my final draft. This is what I would say. And so you can create whole systems and programs and everything using AI. ChatGPT is just one thing. There's so many different things. So you could take the stuff from ChatGPT and put it in Notions. Notions is just basically like a Google Doc where you're just organizing everything, but you just brain dump and come up with different things that you can possibly do based on what the need is, based on what you're good at, based on what you love. And it can break things down to creating an LLC for your business step by step. Everything you can think of, it's able to do. So that's why I feel like in terms of AI, it's a game changer. So yes, we don't want to be fearful about what's coming, but the stuff that would take us months, years to do, you can do in seconds. You can come up with a whole plan of what it looks like and what you want to do. You were talking about your digital clone. Hey, Jen is a great thing that you can use to create a digital clone. So even for the people that don't even want to be out in the front, you can create faceless social media where people, how the kids are doing content and all this other stuff. They have faceless social media where you can just go in if you want to do something inspirational, if you want to tell stories. You don't have a face attached to it. So there's so many ways that you can generate income and that you can build businesses and brands around using AI.
Let me tell you guys. So some of the non-traditional ways, they call me Barbara the Builder, Barb, or as Tier likes to call me, Constance the Contractor. But I do a lot of handy things in my house. I purchased a home that's a fixer-upper. So I have, I've done the electrical, I've done the plumbing, I put floors down, I've put light fixtures up, I've done all these things. I'll take a picture like I was doing some electrical in my son's room, and then I shut the whole system down upstairs. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I cross some wires and some shit. Take a picture, boom, put the Chat GPT. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. You see that black wire right there? You got to touch on this, do this, do this, do this. Chat GPT help me. I put a bidet on one of my toilets, and it wouldn't stop running. Oh, your ring, I took a picture. Hey, your ring is messed up. This is what you need to do. Go to Home Depot, get a ring this size. So it's the work, but I use it in every aspect of my life. I definitely use it for the planning, for projections, for all those things. I'm so glad to be living in the age of AI and Chat GPT. Like, it has helped me immensely. And I did a TED Talk a few years ago back in 2020. It's called Google That Shit. And I talked about, the wealth gap. But I always say they done fucked around and gave us the internet. No, they done fucked around and gave us AI. It's a game changer. That's the great equalizer for us Black people. And if we are scared of it, you definitely going to be poor and you're definitely going to be left behind. We got to take hold. We got to utilize it, because that's the thing that's going to be the thing that helps us to really close this gap in every aspect of our lives. But let's go ahead and take a look at the next video.
If you don't own some part of that future, you'll never own anything at all. You'll be permanently stuck at whatever economic level you are at today. Now, Elon Musk actually talked about this future a lot, and he thinks there's two possible outcomes.
Do you think it's going to be some sort of a universal basic income thing? Do you think there's going to be some other kind of solution that has to be implemented?
Working will be optional because you'll have robots plus AI, and we'll have, in a benign scenario, universal high income, not just universal basic income.
The first outcome is the benign or good one, which says that if that were to happen, don't worry, money might not even exist. Robots will just do our jobs for us. Now, the second outcome, though, is not so good, which is this continuation of what we're starting to see, which is a K-shaped economy where the poor get poorer and the rich get richer, and AI draws the line through that dynamic, which will forever freeze whatever place people are in life right now. Now, it's kind of dark and depressing, but let's just assume that that's actually going to happen. What would that even look like? Well, it might look like what we're kind of seeing right now. The markets would start to go to all-time highs across the board. Stocks, aka the S&P 500, would hit an all-time high. The median age of first-time buyers would be at an all-time high. Gold would go to an all-time high thanks to countries like China and the US buying it and storing it as a possible alternative to the US dollar. Silver would also go to an all-time high. And not just the metals, but all commodities across the board. Even debt, like government debt, corporate debt, household debt, would go to an all-time high. And it's kind of interesting to ask, why is that happening right now? Is there going to be some global conflict like World War III? Maybe. Is it an AI bubble and everything's about to crash? Maybe. Obviously, no one knows the truth, so I'm not going to sit here and make predictions about the crashes or the bubbles or the end of the world. Instead, I want to do something a little bit more interesting. I'm going to give you a high-level explanation of one of the most interesting experiments of money and what money could look like in 5 years' time. It's this experiment of running a global, debt-based world with constant money printing at the same time that AI takes away the room people used to have to build something new. Now, this is super nerdy stuff, but it's the kind of nerdy stuff that I think is super fun. So with that said, let's get into it. Hi, my name is Andre Jick. Hope you're doing well. Come for the...
Whew. So, Dr. Felice, what are your thoughts?
I don't think we need to fear, but I think we need, I mean, change is inevitable. It's the one thing that's constant in our lives. Like, and if you think about it, I'm not trying to get spiritual, but we've always had a history of human beings being extremely intelligent. I mean, where the pyramids come from, and then you've got the Tower of Babel, where those people were literally making their way to heaven, and God was like, "Yo, like I gotta let them get all these different languages." So we've always had intellect and the ability to expand, grow, and make death-defying changes. And so change is constant, and that's the thing that we have to make peace with, is that things are always changing. And I'm refusing to let people put me in a state of fear. I'm refusing to let people tell me that there is not abundance, regardless of who it is, because at the end of the day, nobody can dethrone God. And at the end of the day, AI was created by flawed human beings. Sit with that. So I don't care how smart they are. Humans are inherently flawed, and we are creating AI. So we have no reason to really fear unless you want to live in fear. And if you have a mindset of fear, that's the world you're going to create for yourself. And so just settle, change, do what you got to do, and let's get with it. Let's be a part of this revolution, right? Let's be a part of it and get wealth. We got 5 years. At least they say we got 5 years. We got 5 years to do this. Let's do this. Let's do this in 5 then.
Dr. Angeline, based upon what he said, what jobs do you feel like would be at most risk?
Again, I think what we see is some of these service jobs, I'm watching that. The administration jobs. I don't know if there's a most risk because I'm starting to see it everywhere. Again, knowing how many Amazon has just laid off, knowing how many some of these grocery stores are laying off, knowing how much the administrative jobs are now being lost. I don't know if there's a most risk, and I don't even really care if there's a most risk because, like Sis Felice said over here, we just got to get with the program, point blank and period. And this is our opportunity to make that money. So again, I don't know if there's a most risk, and I don't even want to look at it like that. I want to look at it like, let's just position ourselves to be in the space where whatever jobs are getting cut is not ours.
Okay, so Dominique, I'm going to ask you, who do you think is least at risk? So who do you think would capitalize off of this the most?
So I think that people that are in the trades will not be like plumbers and electricians. I don't think that they're going to be impacted by it. I don't think that in some aspects healthcare, but I don't think people in healthcare, because you still need a human aspect to it. Some areas of healthcare, yes, but I don't think that healthcare is going to be impacted as much as either. So those are two areas that I think won't be impacted by AI.
Okay, good. Felice, being, you're a therapist and there is anxiety over this. For somebody who feels overwhelmed, what would you say would be the first practical step that they need to take to prepare themselves for this shift?
Well, first, do your self-care, right? Like do your deep breathing, do your exercise, and do your diet and nutrition. Like always take care of self, right? When you take care of self, when stuff comes your way, you're able to manage it a little bit better and think through it a little bit better when you're taking care of self, mind, body, and soul. And so those are the first steps that I would do. And then, I'm into mindset, y'all. I'm so serious, and it is work, but you have got to train your brain to always see the positive and the good. If you go to the negative, that is the world you will create. And so that's the work that I do with my clients. Like I'm always telling them, okay, let's reframe this. What's another way to look at this? Like I get so nitty gritty with them. I'm like, we got to change your word thoughts. Like you got to pick another word, and I help them to build their language and their vocabulary and their propensity to see the good. And so that's the world that we need to live in and train people to live in, because it's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like this is it. We are here. And so you are going to burn and crash if you don't learn how to change your mind about how you're choosing to see things. I mean, there's no industry this isn't going to touch. It's not. It's touching my industry. Like it's literally going to have to go into universities and change the way that they do curriculum, change the way that they do policy. It's across the board. You're going to have professors that are going to lose jobs. Like and this generation is coming up with technology. What does that mean? They live side by side with it. So you're going to have people who are going to compete with me who would rather talk to a chat GPT. Like you say, you're talking to chat Jenny. Like, hey, Jenny, like seriously, people who are comfortable with talking with chat GPT about their issues. What should I do about this?
Because chat GPT is non-judgmental, like your therapist might be.
No. So no, and I'm not tooting my horn. I'm not, but I try to create a really good welcome and non-judgmental space. I don't have time to judge you. I got my own lane that I got to watch from being judged. I don't have time to judge yours. So I really create an atmosphere for people to just come as they are. And let's just get things out on the table and then get some tools. Let's get some tools.
Yeah, that's important. I will say I've used chat for therapy, but then my son be using my chat too, so I be having to delete my shit because then if he could see my conversations. I want to ask you this though, Dominique, what should people be focusing more on? Building businesses, investing, or maybe getting new skills?
I think getting new skills, and ChatGPT can help you get skills. There's another thing, like another big, not even big, but people that are going and becoming AI consultant, which is something that I want to work towards, is another way to make money, because people are gonna, with all this mass hysteria about AI and you're gonna lose your job, people are panicking and they're trying, now people are jumping on the bandwagon, they want to learn. So learning a new skill is going to help you, but also like people that have knowledge of it and want to take AI to another level, being an AI consultant is another way for you to make money, because you're going to have people in corporations, churches reaching out, students, schools reaching out to get your knowledge about AI, because people are understanding the severity of this, right? Again, not creating fear, because I'm with Dr. Felice. Like, I'm a nurse, so change is constant. That's the only constant thing. So I jump on board. I'm okay with it. I actually love AI. I love everything about it. And I think that if people create skills, start there, create the skills, and then you'll be fine.
That's beautiful. Dr. Angeline, I really, my concern is for us Black people. So how do you see this shift impacting our communities specifically?
Basically based upon what Dominique just said. Once we learn it, and even all of this, Facebook has all these people giving you free classes like for a week to get on board and to start learning some of these skills, to again debunk some of that fear. That's what I had to do, because I was like, oh Lord, I gotta learn one more technology thing. Oh Jesus, right? I was like a hot mess. And then when the lady was like, it's free for 4 days. Now, did I fall behind some? Yes, I did. But the bottom line was I still took that step to do it, and I stayed focused for those 4 days. So our young people and our peoples, and especially the young people, this kind of stuff, this technology for them is like a blink of an eye. They can do this. 4 and 5-year-olds are hitting the buttons and knowing how to set this up. And so I see this as a game changer for our community. And I think it's time we as a people, we better get with this one for real, for real. When I saw some of the stuff that AI could do, and even Dr. Felice says something about universities, it's already there. It's already there. And when I teach, it's already there. The policies, there's a space where I could tell if you cheating and you used AI, I put your work through something, and I can tell everything that you did and everything that, what you wrote, even down to the percentage of what you wrote and what you took from ChatGPT or all those other spaces. So for us, the sky is the limit in learning this.
Can I say this though? I do believe that there are going to be a huge segment of people who are going to be left behind. That is the reality. They're going to be, you're going to have a huge part of our elderly group. And then you're just going to have people who are just not going to embrace this. And then that's the scary piece, is for those who don't embrace it, because we don't need people going into survival mode. Let that sit with you. Right? When people go into survival mode, that's where the world can get kind of chaotic, right? And it's like, so we have to help start educating people in areas that they're not going to necessarily just come on board. It's going to be chunks of us. And because of that, and the reason it could affect us is because, as always, it's always about access, right? And so we were going to have to create access to all communities to make sure that we don't create a society of survivalists.
That's right. And that's a really, really good point. And that's why we got to bring this back into our communities, right? We have to come back and build those safe zones, those safe spaces where we can teach and educate, offer classes, offer free classes, go to the library. But even for those who can't come out, how do we go to them? How do we get to them? And again, I still think too, when we bring on our younger and our kids, our children, that's going to be, because right now they're helping the elderly. I know my nephew, when my dad can't do something, he just takes it. All right, come on, Dad, Granddad, I got it. And boom, it's done. So even in teaching our children can be assets to then teach others in the family as well.
I love that. You know, it's funny because my dad was like, I don't want to do no AI, right? My dad's a minister. So then my son spent the summer down there and showed him how to use Chat GPT to do sermons. Then he started using shit. I said, ain't you cheating? Daddy, you that ain't right. You using Chat GPT to do your sermons. I don't think you supposed to be doing that. I think you cheating on the sermons now. I don't think so. Now he using Chat GPT all the time. Y'all better embrace it. Shortcut to the sermons. I mean, but there's so many ways that these older people can utilize it, and it's helpful to everybody. Let's go to our next video.
Free AI will be your coworker, your personal doctor, even your creative partner. It will redefine jobs, healthcare, and creativity. Think about it. The way you work, the way you live, even the way you think will evolve. This isn't just about tech, it's about your future. Are you ready for the shift? Or will you be caught off guard? The choice is yours, and AI isn't waiting, and neither should you. Join me in mastering AI.
Wait, that wasn't, she was...
To know what they're up against. The gap is enormous because you have people who will all of a sudden be able to make millions in weeks and people who will not be able to know where their next meal is coming from. It's so important for people to at least know what exists and what is out there and how to use it, because without that, they literally have no chance.
That's the truth. You will have on one end people utilizing AI to make millions of dollars. We're seeing it in real time, and this is the best time to make the most amount of money. What do you say to everyday people, Dominique, to like just get started? What are some practical ways that they could actually use AI?
So, like I was saying before, go into AI and just personalize it. Look at your security settings. Start just brain dumping different ideals and different things that you're interested in and see what it gives you back. If you're looking to, and they have a lot of free programs out here too, like basic courses that are available to you. You see it pop up all the time that can help you navigate AI. So chat is one of them. But there are so many other things that you can, get into. So I just say, just play with it. Each day, just spend a little time with it, get to know it, get comfortable with it, talk to it. Chat's is my friend, talk to it, learn it as much as you can. Take advantage of the free programs that are out there, because they're paid programs, but there are a lot of free resources available to help you just get the basics. And once people start really playing with it, the people that are against it are like, I don't like AI. Once they start playing with it and they see how it makes their lives so simple, it makes tasks that would take longer periods of time, short periods of time, they fall in love with it. So just taking a little bit of time a day, maybe 15 minutes a day, and just playing with it, personalizing it, talking to it. If you don't like what it gives you, or if it gives you misinformation, because you do want to double check it, get the right information, put it back in there. So now it's continuing to really learn your voice, learn what you do, and then take it from there. You don't have to you don't have to jump in on the deep end. Just take it slowly and just learn it little by little, get an understanding of it, and then take advantage of those free courses that are out there and available to you.
That's good. Felice, what do you think? Some practical ways people could start using it today?
I think she named a lot of them. Another thing is that, because I just recently, and I needed some grace. You'd be surprised how many people don't have access to internet. They don't have access to Wi-Fi. They don't have smartphones. They don't have laptops. They don't have computers. So the first step is that we've got to get access to people. Like, you can't do this stuff without having those tools. So I think that's a first step, is making sure that everybody has a smartphone or that everybody has a laptop, so that they can at least be positioned to even get to ChatGPT. And so that's a huge gap that we've got to get through. And then like she said, take advantage, like start out real basic. Download ChatGPT or Google Gemini. Start there and start Start asking questions and just seeing what it can do. Like that's how you can kind of get your feet wet. It's like when you see what it can do and how fast it can give you that information, you can kind of get hooked and you're like, oh. And so I think that's the bait right there.
Like,
Access.
how did I ever live without this? Right?
It's my best friend.
Besties. Besties. What about you, Dr. Angeline? What are some practical ways you think that people could start using it?
Again, I think the ladies nailed down a lot of them. I also think, and I love the access. I just gave a phone away yesterday, an old phone, because somebody didn't have. And we take that for granted that everybody has access to this and everybody doesn't. And that's why some of these policies around internet had to be made and enforced. I also think from a relationship standpoint, with some of these seniors who may be in their early 60s or something like that, but considered seniors that are even afraid of some of this. I know one time we had to take a group and we all went to the library. So sometimes people need that little push because they're afraid. And then there it was a whole group for their age group. So now everybody felt a little bit more comfortable sitting there working on this thing together. But it just took somebody saying, come on, I got you. I'm going to go with you. That sometimes we got to lead them to the water.
That's good. I'll say, again, just practical everyday ways that you can use AI. You can get up and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Here are my 90-day projections. This is my goal in the next 90 days. Give me things to do, milestones for that 90 days, monthly, weekly, and daily. And then you can say, Chad, what should I be doing today to reach my goals? Every single day, every day. Well, give me my goals every single day to reach my goal. And then you could do that. I've seen that you can tell Chad, because there's you can connect it with other apps, and you could say, hey, Chad, how do I make this chili bean recipe? And then you can connect it with Instacart and have Instacart go shopping for you. That's pretty cool. You can connect it with your Canva. If you've ever used Canva for graphics, you can connect it with your Canva. And of course, this is for ChatGPT, but Canva is AI also. Canva is a way that you can create graphics that are really easy. When I look at the graphics that I used to do when I first started business compared to now, they were horrific. I would do them on PowerPoint. They were ugly. And so we have access to all of these things, but you just have to just dip your toe. Google is your best friend. So Google what apps will work best for you. I would say first get on Chat and then ask Chat. I always say ask Chat what you should do. My son's friend, he created this great thing that I think is going to make him a lot of money because he's just been asking Chat every day. Well, here's what I like to do. Okay, what do you think about this? And they finally together, as they brainstormed, they came up with this thing that I think is going to be $1 million idea that I'm helping him develop, him and Chat, because he's so motivated. And he was saying, this is what my passions are. It's what my purpose is, what I'm talking about. What do you think? And it took him weeks. It wasn't just a one and done. It was just like, oh, well, what do you think of this? What do you think of? And even like with my Black History Spotlights, I get millions of views on those. That's me and Chad going back and forth. I say, okay, Chad, this is what I want to talk about. And they'll give me some ideas. And I'll say, well, you know what? Well, why don't we throw this in? And then they'll say, well, what about this? And then we'll just go back and forth until it's how I want it in the voice of Constance Carter. Well, let's take this out. Let's put this in. We're brainstorming together. It's not just I don't ask Chad for a script and tell me, and I'm just going to do it because I've done that before. And I put out a whole video that got like 400,000 or 500,000 views, and it was completely wrong and false. So I make sure that I do my fact checking. So when I do my videos, I'll look on Gemini as well, and I'll look on Chat. I'm cross-referencing to make sure that things that I'm saying are correct because they can give you bad information. But you can use it in every aspect. And for those of you who just tuned in, I use it for my home improvement. If I have a problem, I'll say, here's a picture. Boom. What do you think I should do here? Here's what I'm dealing with over there. And it'll give me some shortcuts. It'll give me ideas. It'll tell me to go to Home Depot. It tells me the size of the tool that I need. It tells me everything. So you can use it in every different aspect. Just download ChatGPT. You can do the free version and then start working with it. Start playing with it. And the outputs are great. It's great. Tierra said chat hallucinations a lot. Yeah, man. It'll give you some shit. You'd be like, no, that's not what. In fact, I think I did. I did. I was like, there was something that I put together one Saturday, and it was like all the politicians who did something, who voted on something. And I put a whole thing together and I posted it. And it was like, one of them people is dead. And like, it just gave me all kind of, I was like, shit, I should have fact checked this before I put this shit out. Luckily, I only put it on one platform. But yeah, you got to make sure you double check and fact check too, because it is flawed. And it tells you, like Gemini says, please double check because it can be flawed. So make sure that you're double checking the information. And yep, Gemini, Copilot, they're all good. They're all equal. Claude is also good as well. So you have your choice. Most people are using ChatGPT, but they all have a wealth of information that you can start with. I want to take a look at some stats right now. Early planning improves financial resilience during economic transitions. A growing share of economic value comes from capital rather than labor. Wealth gaps often widen during periods of technological change. Mm-hmm. Asset ownership plays a major role in long-term wealth outcomes. Automation and AI are expected to impact millions of jobs over the next decade. Yeah. So I want to take a look at this last video and talk about that before we head on out.
Call center, right? Within the next couple of years, you're going to have 100 million plus virtual AI humanoids by phone. You won't even be able to tell that they're not human. You have robotics that are literally zeroing out jobs. Don't get mad, by the way. This business's job to be efficient. Your job is to get even by becoming successful, by relearning, upskilling, change. Your job's not going to be taken by AI. Your job's going to be taken by somebody who can use AI and robotics and technology. You got to be nosy. You got to constantly be learning. You got to reinvent everything. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you listen twice as much as you talk. But this article is about the $100,000 job that's going to go poof. That's right. We keep talking about race and all this stuff. No. The color is green. And keep telling you, it's not black or white or red or blue. It's green. And AI is about to deliver this message stronger than I can. I'm co-chair of the AI Ethics Council with Sam Altman, who I think is the Steve Jobs of this generation. A good guy. And I'm wishing him well as he and others from the West, hopefully, control this agenda, we put moral guardrails around AI as it continues to evolve. And I think it's generally a force for good. But if you have a job that's making $100,000 a year and it can be processed, it's gone. Now, again, that job's like just going to disappear and you have nothing, but you're going to have to learn pretty quickly how to run the technology that's running the world. This is not about a website or a new gadget. This is going to fundamentally reshape everything. This is a first in a series of articles I will do on this. Operation Hope has already pioneered financial literacy in the biggest platform in the country. We will now soon put AI literacy on top of our financial literacy. That's coming later, but we did this partnership with Georgia State University. Thank you, Dean Phillips there, and Mayor Andre Dickens, and Dr. Johnson at Atlanta Public Schools, and the heads of the 3 HBCUs, including Dr. French at the Clark Atlanta University, to vertically integrated AI LP3, artificial intelligence, AI literacy pipeline and prosperity project. Took 50 kids a couple weeks ago.
Wow. So he says, John Hope Bryant is saying that $100,000 jobs are gone. So what, we either going to be poor millionaires? Is that what he was saying, Dr. Felice?
I think he's saying that people who were comfortable in their positions, they're now uncomfortable because literally AI is coming. It's coming for you. You know, AI don't know it's coming for you, but it is. It's coming for your job. And so literally, like, if you think about it, it don't make no sense how quick AI can do this stuff. So, you know, you've got companies who are always finding ways that it's to make money. And humans take away money. You know, we need healthcare. We need 401k plans. We need lunch breaks. You know what I mean? We need life work balance. And AI is like, I need none of that. And so literally think about it. Programmers, you got AI can take the job of 10 programmers and do it. And, and so, yeah, and programmers are in 100,000 six-figure jobs. So those jobs are dissipating. They are going away. And you're going to have to be that programmer that programs AI. That's where, so you just can't be comfortable. There's no space for people to be comfortable anymore. And it's okay. It's always good to have a little bit of discomfort because it gets your creative juices. Like now we're going to have to be way more creative about how we engage with AI. That's the challenge. How do we get more creative with this tool? And so I'm excited. I'm excited about.
You're excited about it? No trepidation?
I mean, I wouldn't be human if I didn't know that there's always two sides to something. I just don't have time to be on the fearful. I don't have time. And the way that stuff is speeding up, I can't stay there. Like I might stay there for a quick second, like we talked about it real quick. All right, let's go. So it's like I can't stay in those spaces, right? So I've got to get excited about it. I've got to know that those opportunities are available to me and that I get to participate in this wealth transfer. Like I get, not even transfer, I get to participate in getting real wealth quicker than ever before. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you all this, and I'll start with you, Dominique. Dominique, this will be your final thought. What would you say about people who feel overwhelmed by all the tools? Because there's so many different AI tools. There's all the chats, right? Your Copilot, your AI, all that. And then there's all of these other things that are there to help, but we have to learn all of them. So what do you say to people who feel overwhelmed by all the things?
I say pick one thing and learn the one thing inside and out. Figure out how to navigate it. Figure out what you need to do to make it successful. Put it in your voice. Find one thing. Don't allow, and I think people are overwhelmed because again, it's the mass hysteria. You got to do this now. Pick one thing and learn it. And I think it will help decrease your anxiety, people's anxiety, because they'll realize it's not as bad as they think. Don't overwhelm yourself and just spend 10 to 15 minutes a day playing with it.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't have to pay for anything. Do it free until free no longer works for you. And just play with one thing at a time. And once you've conquered that, then you can move on to the next. So you're not as overwhelmed because you're just chipping at it slowly, understanding it, learning it one thing at a time.
Good shit. Dr. Angeline, what about you? What do you think could help with the overwhelm of so many different apps?
Basically the same thing that Dominique just said. But I do want to comment on the last video when he was saying $100,000 jobs. What I hear him saying is AI can level the playing field, right? So if you got all these degrees, that's great. But if you don't have all those degrees and you learn this, you can make just as much money as the person with all those degrees sitting up in the corporate office. And I think, again, as we have been saying, it's about, it's our time. This is a space and a time for us to be able to make that money and to bring wealth at just as much. And I was thinking last night when I was learning even that whole tandem wallet, right, for your crypto and your Bitcoin and all of that. And one of the questions that they asked was, do you want to incorporate AI into this? And I was saying to myself, not right now, because I don't play with my crypto and stuff. I'm still learning all this stuff, and I don't want to hit the wrong button. But I think, and even when he said something about this is not a black or white, this is a green. I do agree with that. But again, I also know that he himself is going into those marginalized communities because they don't all have access. So in some spaces, this still is a black and brown thing, creating the access for them to be able to learn and to be a part of that wealth generation.
Can I say something real quick, Constance? I want people to use that anxiety as fuel. If you're going to be anxious, turn it and use that anxiety as fuel to do something. Help it to move you forward, because all anxiety is not bad anxiety. And so, there's some anxiety that's performance driven, right? That builds a fuel and a fire in you. So use it for that, because we do have to monitor and watch the overwhelm. Like, that's real. That is real for people.
Yeah.
And so just know that you can channel it. I just need to give you some hope that you can channel that and you can use it for your ultimate good.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah, the whole idea of propaganda is to create a panic and create fear. And it's in every aspect of our lives. That's what media does, whether it's the stock market, whether it's the real estate market, whether it's the job market, whether that's what they do. They stoke fear in every aspect. Not saying don't take heed, but just prepare. But I do want to bring up some comments from the internets. So here's what people are saying. 5 years seems like the top end of the range. By the way, once there isn't a middle class, everybody will revolt and the world will go to hell. I swear this has happened in the past, ancient civil. U.S. government is barely able to pay Social Security. People believe the government will pay everyone to do nothing is hilarious. Name a single billionaire that has to decide to give away their product for free for the betterment of humanity. This is what they're saying. If everyone is rich, nobody is rich. Ain't that the truth? That's the best comment. That's comment of the day. If everybody's rich, nobody's rich. People said that during the internet boom, AI can't even get its answer straight and contradicts itself constantly. Don't listen to anything billionaires tell you. They are not trying to help humanity. All right, so that wasn't our final thought. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an opportunity to give your final thought. I'll start with you, Dr. Felice.
I think that this is our time, y'all. And I think we need to embrace it. And I think we need to cast away our fears, stay in a positive mindset, and do something like these ladies said. Do something every day, one thing. It could be simple, chat GPT, but there's no reason to fear. But there is every reason for you to take advantage of this space and time. There's always this one space and time that allows people to make the changes they've always been dreaming about. And I think that this is it. So I am Felice Hightower Britt, your Be Big coach, aka Real Talk with Felice. You can find me on b.big.coach on Instagram. You could go to my website, y'all, www.thebebigcoach.com. I am available to help walk beside you through all this anxiety, overwhelm, stress. You got somebody here at Fly Nubian Money that is willing and waiting and able to help you.
I just want to say something to that. It's the B.big.coach. Hey, the B.big.coach. The B.big.coach. I love it. Thank you, Dr. Felice. We're going to go with Miss Dominique Morgan. What are your final thoughts?
So I'm excited about AI and what it has to offer. I agree with the last video where he said it's not about black and white, it's about green. And I really feel like this is an opportunity for us to shine. It can be scary, but if you break it down in small pieces and like just try to learn a little bit at a time, I really think that this is a game changer for us. So don't be afraid. Like, the only constant in life is change. It's here. AI is here. It's not coming. It's here. So jump on the bandwagon and learn something new, develop a skill, because I do believe that this is the game changer for us. So my name is Dominique Morgan. I can be found on all social media platforms at the Whitmore Group. And you can find me on my website at thewhitmoregroup.com. And we can help you purchase and sell real estate anywhere in the world.
Yay. Thank you, Miss Dominique. And finally, not last but certainly not least, Dr. Angeline.
I feel like, remember the song, Well, We're Moving On Up? That's how I feel like this is our time to move on up like the Jeffersons. And somebody said it, this is our window and a window of opportunity. Feel the fear, do it anyhow. And if you learn, bring it back home, bring it back to the community. Each one, reach one, teach one. I am Dr. Angeline Dean at www.intersystems with a Z on the end .rocks. I'm known as the Systems Interrupter and CEO of a Identity, STEM, and STEAM box-based subscription box company for Black children 7 to 12, and it's called the Melanated Neurons Communiverse.
Wow. Thank you for that. I want to say that I just really believe, I think I might be psychic because I said it back when I did my TED talk that this is the best time for Black people because they done fucked around and gave us the internet. But I do believe because of AI, I mean, it just puts it on steroids. It puts the opportunities on steroids. And there's this this country has been based on racism and white supremacy, aka white mediocrity, them having an advantage. And they've been able to shut us out for various reasons, right? This is really an opportunity for us to take all of that back. This will even the playing field because we are such bright, super smart, and brilliant people. We can actually use this because think about where we are today. They had a 400-year head start. We've only been in the game 50, 60 years. And look at the advancements that we've made in this 50 to 60 years that we've been able to do things, even with the obstacles put in our way. Look at how brilliant we are, Black people. So imagine having something like this us being powered by AI, that's going to give us an advantage, that's going to put us in a place that we've never seen before. So I say take advantage of it, take hold of it, embrace it, utilize it. Let's get rich together. Most importantly, though, let's work together because the way that we can insulate ourselves and continue to close this wealth gap is if we practice collective economics. If we work together, this is the only way that we can do it. So we got to keep all them outsiders out. We got to stop taking on their talking points of who we are because we know who we are. We are brilliant. We are genius. We are resilient. And we need to be that. And then we need to teach our communities and spread it to our loved ones. So that's what I say. But I do want to go out and say this, this conversation isn't about predictions or it's not about panic either. It's about understanding change. As technology reshapes how money moves, people will need to think differently about income and assets and access. The goal is clarity, planning, and making informed decisions in a shifting economy. We appreciate y'all taking the time. Hopefully you've gotten something great out of this conversation today. If we can't urge you to do anything else, we urge you to be like Nike and just do it. So we will see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Peace.